Carbon dioxide. Nobody really talks about that as a danger. We talk about carbon monoxide and carbon monoxide poisoning, and that's very serious. But what about getting too much carbon dioxide? Could that be an issue? Yes, it can. And I'm going to get into that in this video. I'm going to share a personal story from just this past week that happened to me on my way from New Jersey here to Florida. I'm very happy to be in Florida now. I think it was in the 70s today. I just got here not too long ago and couldn't wait to share this with you. Seriously, I've been traveling in my van, the Blue Lagoon. I've been traveling in this van for over a year, and I did a lot of research, and I don't think enough people know about this, talk about this, but it's super important to ventilate the van, especially if you're running a heater or you're sleeping in a closed up van for a long time or staying in the van for a long time, maybe with others or with animals, sharing the oxygen in there, right, Tango? Let's talk about some of the stuff that you may be familiar with. Altitude sickness. So this happened to me too when I was in Peru, and it was uncomfortable. I got very sick. Headache, nausea, extreme just fatigue and brain fog, and I just had to sleep for a while, and then I guess I acclimated. But that was too much CO2 and not enough oxygen. What I didn't really think about, and it makes so much sense, is that you can get into that same situation by not having enough oxygen in your van or in your car. That's possibly one of the reasons that people get tired while driving. You may not have enough oxygen in that vehicle. So when people say open up the windows, it might not be just to get that breeze going to wake you up. It might also be to make sure that you're getting enough oxygen and not too much CO2 or carbon dioxide. So it is important to open up the windows while driving, to not always have the recirculate function on and allow that air to come into the vehicle. All right, let me tell you my story. This is kind of crazy. So we left New Jersey on Monday. I drove 8 hours south, hoping to avoid the storm that was coming. Made it all the way down to the bottom part of Virginia, and I thought I cleared the storm, but I fell asleep Monday night, woke up the next morning, 4 inches of snow. There's like freezing rain coming down. There's slush all over. It was just not safe for me to drive. People at the cider place where I was staying were super nice and let me stay an extra night. So basically from Monday night when it was very cold and all day Tuesday when we were hunkered down and staying until the next day so that we could drive once it got a little warmer, we were pretty much locked up in the van. Sure, when Tango had to go out, we would open up the van, come in and out. So I think there was some exchange, but I didn't have a window open all the time. And I don't think it became an issue until Tuesday night. And Wednesday morning when I woke up, I had the worst headache. And I thought, oh, I'm just dehydrated from the heater and I just need to drink some water. So I drank water, and my body said, we're not gonna use any energy on digesting food, water, nothing. And unfortunately, I threw up all that water pretty quickly. And so I knew something was off. I packed it up and started driving, but couldn't even drive for more than like 20 minutes. I stopped, took a nap, started driving again. Didn't last very long. Stopped, took another nap. And at that point, I was like, okay, I'm done. I guess I have to stay in a hotel. So I found a hotel and I stayed there. And every time, like after every little nap, I started to feel better. And I was recovering from the depletion of my oxygen and having too much CO2 in the van. And this makes so much sense. It was so bad now that hindsight, it was really bad. I had the van pretty much closed up most of the time. It was cold. It was, around 30 degrees outside. So letting any cold air in at that point didn't make sense. The next day we made it all the way down to Birmingham, Alabama, stopped at a beautiful park called Horse Pens 40. Oh my gosh, I'm sharing some of the pictures here. Wow, what a beautiful, beautiful place. If you're ever in that area, it's north of Birmingham. It's just amazing. These rocks are between 600 million and 1.5 billion years old. They're some of the oldest naturally exposed rock formations in the world. And I just found it on all trails. I just figured the best thing we can do is be out in fresh air after the carbon dioxide overload. So I wanted to get us out, and then we kept going. But I definitely want to go back to this place. It was so cool. So then one night in Birmingham at my favorite campground, Birmingham South RV Park. Really nice. And last year and this year, by the time I get there, the weather finally gets nice. So it happened again. And today I woke up there and made it all the way here in Florida. And that's my story. Thanks for joining me on Time to Rewild. Please make sure you're getting enough oxygen in your closed spaces. And I will see you next time. In the meantime, please subscribe so that you get notified when I post the next video.